Warning, the Stone Age Gamer includes a lot of bad language. Cover your mother***ing ears.
Good evening and welcome to the Stone Age Gamer Podcast. I am Kris Randazzo and joining me tonight is pilot of the righteous Indignation, Dan Ryan. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I got nothing. That's great.
We've made it through the first month of 2022, which means it's time for Dan and I to tackle the 10, 20, 30, 40 for January. Lace up your X-Blades inline skates because the Stone Age Gamer Podcast starts now.
Oh, man, they are so laced. I'm so ready.
There it is. Okay, good. Just making sure my joke was going to make sense later to all those 5 people who know what the hell I'm talking about. Hi, everyone. This is episode 395. It's the week of January 28th, 2022. January's already almost over.
How is that possible?
Oh, I don't know.
Was it? I'm sorry. I'm still eating my Krispy Kremes. I said I was going to fucking... I was going to mute, but I didn't.
That's okay. The listeners want to hear the lippy smacky noises.
Oh, so much mouth noise.
There, I just drank some water. I contributed.
AMSR all over the place. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Speaking of drinking water, I got this fucking water bottle at Target, and it's got times on it of like, you should have had this much water by this time, and it's like, man, fuck you, water bottle. This is a lot of water. This was beer or coffee, I'd be done with 3 of these by now. But my God, it's like an 80-ounce fucking thing. I don't know. How much water are you supposed to have in a day? It's that much.
Oh God, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to drink more water. It's just it's an intimidating amount of water. It's not comfortable to hold.
Yeah, you're supposed to drink more than I do, and I drink a decent amount of water, but I tried getting into the habit of doing the amount of water you're quote-unquote supposed to drink, and I couldn't keep up with it. It didn't feel good.
Oh, it's just so much. Let's see. How much water should I drink in a day? According to the Mayo Clinic,
14 gallons. I don't trust them. They say Mayo.
78 gallons. That's so much.
Sponsored by Poland Spring.
3.7 liters of fluids a day for men. Well, I definitely get that much. But just water. What does Healthline say? God, your body is 60%. I know that. This is riveting. I know. This is fucking 3.7 liters. What is that in American? Fucking assholes.
I mean, we're the fucking assholes, but I get it.
No, I know. 3.7 Wow, I just typed in 3.7 into Google, and it converted it. 125 ounces. Fluid ounces. That's a lot of water. I'm not drinking that much water a day. Jesus
too
Christ.
Much.
That's absurd.
What do they think, I live on a toilet?
I'm at like 2,000. I already have to get up into the middle of the night to pee sometimes. Fuck, man. All right, this is dumb. I don't want to look at that anymore. It's making me feel bad about myself. So I'm going to go back to eating my fucking Krispy Kreme.
I feel good about myself.
That we had delivered.
I'm jealous.
Oh, man.
I'm so very on my bullshit. I'm not eating dessert. And
gross.
Yeah. You know what? If it didn't actively make me feel better last year when I was doing it, and I would be like, fuck it, I'll just be a fat bastard for the rest of my life. But no, I was starting to feel better. Did Ring Fit today, which is like an extra Ring Fit. I was thinking of trying to do it more than just Wii Fit. I don't know.
What more would you do?
Well, I was just doing Ring Fit once a week and Wii Fit every other day, but Wii Fit's like barely exercise, sort of. Unless I'm doing like the push-ups and the planks and stuff. So I was thinking maybe I'd try to switch it up and do maybe Ring Fit twice a week and Wii Fit the other days. Trying to take it somewhat easy on myself so that I don't burn myself out and be like, fuck it, I'm never exercising again. Like, it's got to be long term so that I actually get healthy. But whatever.
I mean, you should probably start smoking to balance all that out.
Smoking what exactly?
Whatever. Just pick something.
Sausage. Just
yeah. I mean, ribs, brisket.
Gotta get me a smoker. Man, I'd eat some brisket. Boy, do I love brisket. We had kielbasa for dinner last night. That was great. Kielbasa and pierogies. Sure was delicious.
I was
Wilted some spinach.
I got a mouthful of donut. I can't.
Karen's on this whole eat a vegetable thing. So like every day you gotta eat a vegetable.
Ew.
Which, you know, I guess it makes sense. So wilted some spinach with it. I like spinach quite a lot. I put it in a lot of things.
I find spinach to be the least objectionable green thing to eat.
I actively enjoy spinach in a lot of stuff. Like, I put it in my eggs when I'm having eggs for breakfast. I always put it in my quesadillas. Spinach in a cheesesteak is outstanding. I mean, like at that point, you're just because there's no health concerns when once you're having a cheesesteak. It's like, well, if you're putting it there, it's not to be healthy. It's because you like the taste. Yeah, there's something about adding spinach to a cheesesteak, like cooking it in there so the spinach gets all wilted and stuff. I used to get these cheesesteaks from a place nearby here called Fat Steaks, and it was the cheesesteak, the steak, the provolone, it was spinach, bacon, tomatoes, onions, and ketchup. Shit was amazing. God, that was good.
Mm-hmm. None of what you said was bad.
Damn right. God, I miss that place. They closed. I think there was lots of health code violations.
They were highly problematic.
Yeah, my friend who worked there, and I would order from him, he was very specific about only ordering when he was working.
That's how you know it's good.
They got all the good shit there, but it ain't clean, so you only order food when I'm getting you food, okay? Sold.
That's fucking great. It's awesome. Oh, man.
Oh, boy. So I spent a lot of today working on the 10, 20, 30, 40. We're so much more organized than we were last year. I got
a week ago?
I got this shit broken down so much more thoroughly this year than last year. And
I'm so excited.
I'm not done. I got to the point where I just had to move on to just do January and then finish the rest of the months later, because we're in points where we've got a lot of platforms out each month. Right. And some of them I just can't find really well organized lists online. Like Game Boy Advance was being a problem.
Isn't it always typical Game Boy Advance?
Isn't it always? Links. They're like, all right, these came out this year. Okay. You don't even know what month. It's just like, it came out in 1992. Fucking figure it out.
Figure it out, you prick.
So I don't know. I'll probably wind up taking a lot of those and just doling them out throughout the course of the year and be like, I don't know. This came out in 1992. Let's talk about links for a minute. But I tried to break everything down by individual platforms this time instead of
nice.
How we look at that list and be like, all right, here's PS3 and this came out for PS3 and 360. This came out on this and that.
Yeah.
I just broke it down every single category by platform. So, which is fun. Goodness gracious. January 2012 was bland.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, we'll get there, but there were no Wii games released that month.
Huh.
Like the freaking Wii, man.
Yeah, like king of the shovelware.
Right? Nobody
you would expect
anything.
At least, I'm not saying that to be a dick. I'm just saying, you would at least expect
matter
something.
of fact.
Yeah. It's just accurate.
Shit's everywhere. But it was anyway, that's gonna be fun. Fun second half of the show. I'm very happy with the way it came out, but boy did it suck up a lot of my time today. I started the Stone Age Gamer TikTok this week.
I saw that. They've been pretty good, man.
Oh, thank you. I don't know what
I mean, it's TikTok.
Yeah, it's TikTok. Who knows what anyone's doing. One of the videos I put up on so I recorded in TikTok and then you can export it to other things. So I exported to YouTube Shorts, which is was YouTube's answer to TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the videos got like just a stupid amount of views. And I have no idea why. It must have gotten seen and shared by someone. Because like it was I posted about the green, the extreme green Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
And that one shot up like to 614 views. Like, well, that's pretty high for our channel. I know that's the smallest of the small potatoes for actual big YouTube channels, but for us, usually if we get around like more than 100, I'm pretty happy. At where we are right now. We're starting to average getting a little closer to 200, which is making me happy. But this one shot to 615, and that was cool. But this other one was like, for the first day it was up, was like, all right, 13 or 14 views, and this was just on the YouTube, the shorts thing, and then like over the course of 2 hours it shot up to 2,600.
Wow.
So what the heck?
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was kind of neat. And it's nice to see. So it's fun.
The football one that you made fucking cracked me up. That was hilarious.
It made me smile. And I figured that's all. I'm just going to keep doing stupid shit like that. And, whenever we get a product or something, I'll make something stupid about that. Because the stupid thing was the pre-order of the wireless controller. And so I was just made a stupid joke out of it. And I don't know, if I make somebody laugh, I make somebody laugh.
Hey, man. That's how I got laid in high school.
At least one of us did.
Oh, man.
So you play video games?
Just got fucking real in here. Holy shit.
You play any video games this week?
Have I played video games this week? I have. I've been continuing to work through Undertale with the kid. I know I was confused as to what run we were actually doing.
Yeah, did you figure out what kind of run that was?
Yes, it is called a Pacifist New Home.
New Home, what does that mean?
No idea.
Okay.
That's just what it's called. I didn't ask too many questions. I just figured, when we got to the point, we would get to the point and it would be explained to me. And it hasn't been explained to me yet. But, I don't know, it's fun. It's a weird game. Undertale's very weird. I do recommend that you play it still, but it's not the masterpiece that it was made out to be. It's good.
Yeah, I can't imagine it could possibly live up to the hype that it has been hyped as, but at the same time, I'm very interested to play it because it has become just kind of this fixture in gaming history that I don't really have a point of reference on, so...
Well, and I think the weirdest thing about it for me playing through it is that I don't quite understand why it became so big.
I mean, I just have to assume it's because it reminds people of Earthbound.
God, but my kids have they don't give a fuck about Earthbound, even a little bit, and they love Undertale. It was big with their generation. The music's really good. I don't know, man. It's weird. It's a weird thing. It's a weird cultural phenomenon. And I'm happy to be making my way through it. But the main thing that we've been focused on is Returnal. We didn't have a ton of time to hang out and play this week, but the time that we did spend with Returnal, I was starting to get a little bit frustrated with it. I think I had mentioned on the show last week of I would like it if the story would be coming, would come a little bit more than what I've gotten so far. And then I played it I put another 45 minutes into it or whatever, and nothing, I didn't get any further into the game. I was just fuck, I'm just getting frustrated. So I put it down for a couple days and went back to it over the weekend and finally got a good run going to where I was able to find the key to get into the old farmhouse, which turns out it's the main character's house, and there's pictures of her in there, and there's a door, I went to open the door, and she, the voiceover pops up, and it's this door must never be opened. And, well, fuck you, I want to open this door. And then, you start walking back through the house, and you hear, banging and knocking, and you run upstairs, and, you pass out, and there's a fucking astronaut outside, and then you go outside, there's a little astronaut figurine, And apparently you have to go through this every single time because the astronaut figurine grants you like an extra life during your run. And I got up to the boss of the first area and he killed the shit out of me. Cause like I said, it's a bullet hell and I wasn't prepared for his patterns yet, you know? And then I just haven't had a chance to go back to it. But like, I got a sword that is a permanent upgrade, so I don't have to like find the sword every single time. It's still really, really good. And like, just when I was getting to that point of, man, I might be putting this down to pick something else up, for a little bit, you know, like I'll definitely come back to it, but I might have to put this down for like a month or so. I like broke through to the next thing and I was like, all right, cool. Now I'm ready to jump back in. But like really other than that, I haven't played much. I'm trying to think. It's been Undertale, that little bit of the show, not even very much, mostly because we got the PlayStation sends out their wrap up thing of like, hey, here's what you did last year. And it showed me how much I played of the show, and I was like, man, that's a whole lot.
Maybe I shouldn't have done this.
That's a whole bunch. It's a whole bunch. I don't think I still have it brought up. Let me see if I do on my phone, because I was looking at it. It was just, yeah, I don't. It was a whole lot. It was a lot of hours that we put into it. And like, it's kind of, I know you were saying it, I think last year when the Wii, or the, not the Wii, we were talking about the Wii earlier, the fucking Switch wrap-up came out, and you were like, you know, it's kind of hard to tell how much of this was me and how much of this was the kids and whatever, because it's all on the same thing. When the kids log in to either PlayStation 4, it also goes on my account. So it's like, we played a lot of hours. Yeah. My family last year spent, I just brought it up, 1,021 hours on PlayStation gaming last year.
Nice.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
It depends on the metric.
I'm not sure.
I
So
think it's
much
great.
of it. And we only played 38 different games. So
That just means you're getting your money's worth.
Man, like it, so I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm looking at it right now, how much time I put into the show over this last calendar year. What is your assumption, Chris?
Just over a year?
Yeah, over the course of 1 year. Now, keep in mind, when I tell you this number, other people on the subreddit for the show posted their numbers, and I was like, dear God, like people are double what I am at, which is, I don't know how that's possible, but
I'm going to say 418.
Higher. I wish it wasn't, but it's higher.
1,054.
Ooh, lower than that. 671.
Okay, all right.
670.
That's not so bad. That is totally believable.
To play it, because I played every day for like a year.
Yeah, that's very believable. That's not so bad.
I don't know. It feels like a lot. It feels like a lot more.
It feels like I've spent my life.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to. Definitely not going to go as hard into the show this coming year. I don't think I am. I don't know that I'm not going to, but I mean, I did enjoy my time with. Like, I'm still fucking playing it. That's kind of insane, right?
I don't know. You're still playing fucking Pad.
Yeah, no, I know. Almost 8 years later, so. But I mean, I haven't put
this
600.
Isn't striking me as shocking. You like baseball. It's an evergreen title. It's not like you're going to beat it. It's fucking baseball.
That's right. I beat the game. It's over.
I win baseball. That's not how it works.
The digital players went on a lockout. It's very weird. I don't know how. I didn't even know they could do that, but they were like, "Look, dude, fucking enough." But like, I don't know. It's kind of cool going back and looking at it because like, Katie put in about 20 hours and she finished Bug Snacks last year, and I could see that. And like, Penny put in 21 hours on Little Nightmares or Little Nightmares 2, and she finished that one. I was like, oh, that's really cool, man. You know, I like these little looking back at stuff, you know. Ghost of Tsushima was my second most played game of the year, though, at 34 hours. 671 versus 34. Oh, that fucking game, though, man. God damn. The game's really good. Anyway, so, yeah, that's what I'm at.
Nice.
I don't think I've ever played a game more than that one.
Besides bad.
I mean, have I, though? Because, like...
Just by sheer quantity, it's been so much longer.
I mean, it's been years. 2015. Right?
I mean, like, even if it's 1 minute per day, that would probably still, just from quantity, add up to more. I don't know.
I don't math well.
Yeah, I wouldn't think about it too much.
No, I don't want to. But like, I was talking to Tiff about it too, and she was like, you know, that kind of averages out to like 2 hours a day. And if you told somebody that you watched 2 hours a day of television, they wouldn't be like, oh my God, you fucking crazy person. What's wrong with you? You know, everybody watches 2 hours a day of television. So like playing a video game for 2 hours a day? Oh, yeah, I don't feel so bad.
No, you shouldn't. I think you're doing all right.
All right. Well, thank you. As long as you think so and my wife defended me, it's really all I need.
What more do you need? What more do you want to hear?
Little song, a little dance. Patman's Pet on a Lance. Tell me, what do you know about whatever the fucking noise he makes? He's just the best Joker, Kris. Jack Nicholson is just the best Joker. I said what I said.
Well, I think I still got to go with Mark Hamill on that, but
I'm talking live action. Although, I don't know, man. Joaquin, that shit was fucking good.
Joaquin
Phoenix?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh my God. You have, like, I don't even fucking stop the podcast right now.
Opposite end of the spectrum as my friend Paul, who said, don't watch this under any circumstances. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen.
Oh my God, really?
Absolutely hated that movie.
He would be the first person that I've ever heard suggest you should not watch that Joker movie.
I've been told by several people that I shouldn't watch it.
But
I don't know.
It doesn't fucking enthralled by that movie. It doesn't
really interest me.
You have to. Like, stop the podcast and go watch it now. I'll wait.
No.
I'll wait.
No.
I'm sitting right here. It's fine. And we're back with Chris's review of the Joker.
Meh.
Nah, man, you really should. I mean, I think you really
should. I watch it before or after I watch Venom?
God, they are very, very different movies. Like, Joker is a legitimately, I think, interesting, good film. Venom is just fun. Depends on what you're in for. Like, in the mood for.
That's the thing where I don't know when I'm. That's the thing. I will never find time. I will never watch it with Karen because she has less interest in it than I do. And I don't see myself watching it by myself because I don't really get around to watching movies by myself very often. And when I do, they're like to go to sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Man, I thought it was a really fascinating, like, character study and all of that. Like, I don't know. I thought it was brilliant. But whatever. I also don't like Heath Ledger's Joker, so that puts me in the minority.
Wow. Yeah. See, I loved his performance. So
I thought that movie was okay. And that's about it.
I think where I draw the line on that movie is Christian Bale. It's like I don't know if I can take this guy seriously.
I have so many issues with those Batman movies. I loved each and every one of them when I saw them in the theater, and then every time I've seen them again, they've gotten worse.
I've only seen the third one the one time I saw it in theaters, but I've rewatched the first two countless times, and I just love them. We just rewatched the first one. We just rewatched Batman Begins last year. Me and Karen were just like, I feel like watching a Batman movie. Let's watch this one, and then we did.
Yeah, see, whenever I'm like, I want to watch a Batman movie, I put on Michael Keaton's Batman. That's the one I go to.
That's always a winner. That one, I haven't seen Batman Returns in a long time. I wonder how I'd feel about that now.
I like that one quite a bit. Those first two are, I think they're great. I don't love what they did with Penguin. It's a little too literal for me, but I don't hate it. You know, it's Danny DeVito. He's never bad.
Yeah, one of my most quoted things ever is, could be worse. My nose could be gushing blood.
Nose could be gushing blood. I think one of my most quoted is, "All right, Max, I'll be mayor." Heck, I say that shit all the time.
Yeah, he's great.
He is great. Yeah, that movie rules. After that, though, all falls apart.
No, I can't do the Joel Schumacher ones.
Big
Batman and Robin
steaming pile of shit.
There was a groundswell relatively recently of younger people who were like, "Nah, Batman and Robin's fucking great, man. It's so campy and fun." Like, no, it's not. Sorry, you can't.
Not because if you go back and watch the Batman '66 stuff, like that's campy and fun. If you put that next to the Joel Schumacher stuff,
campiness,
one of those is good, and one of those is the fucking Joel Schumacher stuff. Like, it's just not okay. It's fucking terrible.
Those movies are hard to watch, just like the Star Wars prequels. They're just Sorry, guys, you're never gonna get me on that page.
I would rather watch the Star Wars prequels than watch
me too.
The two Batman Joel Schumacher flicks.
I mean, I'd rather watch them both at the same time than watch one of the Joel Schumacher Batman films. Yeah. You'd rather have two TVs next to each other competing. Headphones, one movie in each ear.
Yeah.
That would be preferable to
I'm with you.
Jim Carrey's Riddler and stuff. Yeah.
I don't even mind his Riddler. It's Two-Face.
The Two-Face is really bad.
It's so bad. It's just sippity doo dah luck. Get the fuck out of here, Tommy Lee Jones. What are you doing? I know you're doing a job that you're being paid for, but what are you doing?
And that's got nothing on Batman and Robin, though. Batman and Robin reduced Bane to bomb. Like, oh God, what the hell?
So bad.
We just talked about this on the podcast where we were in the theater. Me and my friend Sean went to go see that one in the theater on opening night. His dad's like the biggest Batman fan I've ever known. Yeah,
we were talking about it last week. This is 2 weeks in a row that we've talked about.
2 weeks in a row, yeah.
Fucking Batman, Robin, Batman Returns, or Batman Forever, or whatever the fuck that movie's called.
Batman, go away. Let's see.
Anyway, fuck Heath Ledger. I'm glad he's dead. Next.
Son of a bitch.
That's what I was trying to get to. My main point this evening. Been distracted.
All I'm really trying to say is I hate sauerkraut.
No, it was very tragic. I'm actually very, very sad about it. But Jack Nicholson's still the best Joker, followed by Cesar Romero. Live action. Anyway, moving on.
All right, so let's see.
I said what I said.
The hell have I been up to? Been playing Sonic Colors for review. It's really bland.
They could have called it Sonic Brown.
Sonic Beige. No, that's the thing.
Damn it. That was the joke. It was fucking Sonic Beige, not Sonic Brown. Beige was the joke. God damn it. Well done.
Swing and a miss. You gotta play more baseball, Dan.
I did. I apparently haven't played enough. No, we're playing volleyball now, Chris. I served it. I said it. What? How do you play volleyball? I don't know. I just hit it as hard as I could every time. Spike.
I don't know. Sonic Colors is like all the surface level stuff is really cool. It's just not fun to play, which is really kind of the important thing. Like the actual playing of the actual platforming is just not fun. It doesn't feel good to control Sonic in any way other than the super fast speedrunning stuff. But so what it seems to me is that this game is designed around replaying stages to get better at them. And when you do pull off these like tricks and stuff, like you slide at the right time, you jump, you do your homing shot, you run up a thing, when you have the levels memorized, that's really cool and that's fun to play once you get to that level. But getting to that level is not fun, so I never want to do it. Like,
yeah, that's a problem.
The jumping is just terrible. Like, it's all designed for horizontal movement. Like, it's all like the jumping is designed around being able to like move really quickly from left to right, but the stages constantly grind to a halt where you've got to go vertical, and you have this double jump, which like I don't know why Sonic needed a double jump, and it only extends his vertical leap like by a tiny bit, and most of the platforms are just barely at the apex of your jump. So it's really poorly designed. Like, it's just shockingly poorly put together. And I don't understand why this was so beloved on the Wii. Because this was like, yeah, they did it. They made a great console Sonic game. It's better than all the other 3D ones. Like, okay. I never got around to playing it because I was busy playing, like, I loved Sonic Rush on DS and Rush Adventure. I like the Sonic Advance games. And I like the old Genesis 2D Sonic games. They have a feel to them. And the Advance games and eventually the Rush games, they refined that to make the speed more fun and less risky, but also the precision platforming still worked. Whereas this one, the precision platforming doesn't work, but it's required to do so much stuff. But it's also got all these really cool ideas. Like, the whole premise of the game is in this insane space theme park that Dr. Robotnik built. Like, what a great premise. Like, there's a really, really great premise. And there's weird little aliens called wisps, and you get them and you get temporary cool little powers, like drill, when you turn into a drill and you're drilling through the ground trying to find secrets, or you turn into like a laser and you like laser shoot over across all these different things or whatever. The wisp power-ups are really neat. Like, it's a lot of great ideas, but they didn't take into consideration it actually being fun to play. Like, I guess it's fun to play if you really just like, I like the way Sonic looks when he does cool things. Like, okay, but that's not really playing a game. It's looking at Sonic running on a really cool thing. But then as soon as you have to play the game, it's like, all right, this doesn't really work. It kind of works, but I'll die like a ton of times just from like, I'll get to one spot where I'm supposed to try to jump over to this one thing, and instead of doing a double jump, Sonic will do his homing jump and home onto some bad guy that's in the complete opposite direction where I want to go, and then I'll fall to my death. Or I was running super fast and I didn't have time to react to something, and now I'm dead. And we have infinite lives, so that's not really a problem, but it's just, I almost gave up out of boredom a handful of times because, like, if I wasn't reviewing this, I wouldn't be playing this anymore. And it's a huge disappointment because this was on my Christmas list. I requested this game because I missed it on Wii, and I liked the DS games, and I really wanted to like this game, and I just don't. I just don't think it's fun.
I just don't.
It's not actively bad. I mean, sure, it's better than the other 3D Sonic games, like by a large margin, but it's still not good. Like, it's just not terrible. And that's kind of a big disappointment. Yeah.
Well, all right then.
Anyways, I got this was a fun little accessory. They sent me the new Wingman adapter from Brook Accessories to do a review video on. And this allows you to use modern wireless controllers on a Super Nintendo.
Oh,
which is pretty cool. There was a recent update with Xbox One that messed with the way this thing works. So you can't use Xbox One controllers anymore unless you just keep it plugged in. But you can play NES and Super NES. I tested it with my PS4 controller, my DualShock 4, and a Switch Pro controller.
That's awesome.
that was really cool. The thing that really bugged me though was like it doesn't work with the Super NES wireless Switch controller, that officially licensed Nintendo one that they made for you can order on Nintendo Switch Online.
Oh yeah.
That typically registers kind of sort of as a Pro controller in certain games. So I thought it might work on this thing, and it doesn't. And that would have been the dream right there. That's an officially licensed Super Nintendo controller that's wireless. If I could have played my Super Nintendo on my TV with that thing, that would have been great. I did notice a little bit of input lag with the Switch Pro controller, but there was no lag at all with the DualShock 4, which was really cool.
That is cool. I like that controller a lot. I know that controller's really hit or miss with a lot of people. I like the DualShock 4 quite a bit.
I really liked it for playing Super Nintendo games. I really like it for D-pad kind of stuff. I don't love the analog stick placement, so that's kind of what bugged me a little bit more about that one when playing something like Horizon. But when I was playing, so I played UN Squadron for a little while. I played Bubsy just for the hell of it, and and it felt great playing that the Super Nintendo games in there. I do still wish it was using the Super Nintendo one, but whatever.
Yeah. I don't.
So that's a neat accessory. We have those now on the site.
That's really cool.
We are making more progress in Monkey Island 2. We're through Chapter 2, so all we have left is Chapters 3 and 4, which, according to my guide that I've been occasionally referencing, are relatively short. I got totally stuck at this one part. I have no idea how I was supposed to figure it out. It was this card catalog in the library where you had to find two specific books. One to give the voodoo lady, and the other one, the heck was the other one for? There were these two specific books. It was Shipwrecks or something, because there was a girl. Who needed that? This is such a complicated puzzle. I love this game. It is hilarious. I have laughed out loud so many times. The art direction is a little weird in a couple of positions, and it's like the original one. Going back, because I'm playing the special edition on Xbox. Right. On the first version of the special edition, going back to the original version I love because it's got that wonderful CD soundtrack and it has this slightly cleaned up look that the CD-ROM reissue had. Whereas this one, the original game had a kind of a more garish art style to it. Like the characters were larger and a little bit more cartoony. I remember in the original game, they kind of looked like real people, which was really wild because they were all artist renderings, but like they had this very realistic quality to them. And in this one, the close-ups, they all have like kind of larger heads or whatever. There's something weird about the way this game, the original version, looks, and the sound is like in a lot of places as I've come to understand, the music was procedurally generated.
Really,
which is really bizarre.
It's kind of nuts.
It's really neat how it works. And in the special edition, they kind of made it more like regular video game music. And there's some really good tunes in it. They're all adapted from the procedurally generated stuff that you would get out of the original game. But anyway, what the hell was I talking about with this puzzle? Like, so I needed to I'm trying to find these 4 pieces of a map. And one of the pieces was in a store, but the guy wanted 6 million pieces of 8 for it, or he would trade it for a figurehead from a boat that sank in the ocean. So I needed there's a woman outside named Kate Capsize who was offering charter tours, but I needed to get enough money to pay her to charter the ship. So what did I do to get the 6,000 pieces of 8? Ah, crap. I can't remember what I did. I won a spitting contest. Oh my God. This goes so much deeper because I won the spitting contest, and I did that by getting a library card so that I was allowed to drink at the bar, and then I got these different colored drinks and a swirly straw, and when I drank the green drink, it made my spit thick so that I could spit farther, but it still wasn't far enough, so I needed to blow a horn that I found somewhere, and that made the guy think the mail had arrived, so he left, and then I could move the signs closer so that when I spit, it looked like I won. Then he gave me a plaque, which I sold for 6,000 pieces of 8, gave that to Cape Capsize so that she would take me out into the ocean, and I would find from something told me where, like coordinates of where to look for the boat, and I can't remember where that was. Then I dove down, I got the figurehead, I gave it to the guy to exchange it for the map. This game's weird. It's Monkey Island, right? It's all this weird, crazy, interconnected stuff. Like, Stan from the first game was back, and he was selling discount coffins, used coffins now. So, like, I locked him in a coffin and stole a key to a crypt where there were all these, like, quotes on their graves. And so I went to the voodoo lady and got this stuff called Ash to Life, where I brought this guy back to life. He was one of the people who found the treasure map and had one of the 4 pieces. And the way I got the piece of the map from him was that he gave me the key to his weenie hut where he thought he left the gas on. Now, this guy died like a long time ago.
Sure.
And so, sure enough, I open up the door and the stove's been on for however many years he's been dead. So I turned off the stove. I went back. He was like, hey, I turned off the stove. He said, thanks. Here's the map. Okay. Game's great. I love Monkey Island. I can't wait. When we're finished this one, we're taking a Monkey Island break. I've determined that I'm going to hit up Wind Waker with John after this. I'm done not playing that game. It's been way too long. I haven't played it since he was a baby.
Wow.
So it's been
crazy.
It's been like 8 years since I've played my favorite video game ever. So I'm definitely doing that with him next. It was between that and Chrono Trigger, and he voted for Wind Waker, so I'm doing it. I'm very excited to jump into that game. Yes. Let's see. I played about 20 minutes of Banjo-Kazooie just to see. So I've never given it a fair shot. It's definitely not my style. But it is a better game than I gave it credit for. Okay. The writing's pretty funny, and it doesn't feel as bad to control as I remembered it feeling. That's what I got. It's the writing's pretty funny. So having played a bunch of ukulele, I really see, like, wow, they really did just make another Banjo game pretty much.
Yeah.
But with different characters, like, at least from the personality is concerned. But I don't know. It's pretty funny. I mean, you'd hate it.
It's never been my thing.
Yeah. I mean, like, specifically, you would hate it. It's all the goofy noises for voices. Yep. It's just all that. But it's so over the top. I'm finding it funny. Like, the noises that the bear and everyone make when they're talking are just so stupid. They're kind of funny.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to stick with it. I just kind of wanted to get a feel for it a little bit so that I could say, okay, at least I get this. Because I put a bunch of time into Donkey Kong 64 back when that came out, and I didn't really like that very much. And I just kind of assumed Banjo felt the same way. And it kind of does, but
yeah,
you know,
yeah. People
tend to say that Banjo is better than DK64 and Banjo-Tooie. So, all right.
Yeah, all right.
Whatever. I think I've invested about as much time as I'm going to into it, but at least I've
20 minutes.
Yeah, 20 minutes is probably as far as I'm going to throw into there. So, whatever. The most important thing to talk about, though, is that I was having I had a rough day the other day. And so before I went to bed, I just wanted to play a bunch of Super Nintendo games. So I just sat on my Switch and played like a level or two of just a bunch of Super Nintendo games, which was so much fun. I did Yoshi's Island, Donkey Kong Country, F-Zero, Pilot Wings, Super Mario World, a little bit of Link to the Past. Then I started breaking out into the other things, like, all right, I want to play some Mega Man X, so I did the highway stage from Mega Man X. Then I got to the point I was like, all right, I really want to play some Castlevania, but not in the mood for Castlevania 4. I want to play Dracula X. Fuck it, I'm buying the collection. So I hopped on the eShop. I spent the $20 on the Castlevania Advance collection, even though it's been on sale a ton of times, and I never bought it then because I'm a sucker.
Still worth the $20 though.
I didn't want to walk downstairs and play my actual copy of Dracula X. I was comfortable on the couch, and I just wanted to keep playing them on my Switch. So I spent $20 on it like a jackass. But then I thoroughly enjoyed myself because I love Castlevania Dracula X. That game's great.
The game is great.
Yeah. And then I turned on, Circle of the Moon, and I was like, "Oh no, go to bed."
No.
Don't do this. Don't do this. This is
Don't
why
do
you
this
didn't buy
to yourself.
this. Don't do it. Shut it off. I played a little more of a little more Dracula X today too. Like just got a few more stages into it. It's nice playing that game with a rewind feature. I tell you,
isn't it? Oh man,
because I've beaten that game without it, and that's not easy. And I didn't ever really want to do that again, especially the freaking fight with Dracula on the pillars. Fuck you, game.
Yeah. Oh god, it's not a fun Dracula fight.
Yeah, there's a lot of that game that's just like,
not fun.
Do this. But when you have a rewind button and you have infinite tries, then all of a sudden it's fun.
Yeah, it's not bad.
No, I can do this. I can get through this. So that's what I was going to say. Back to Monkey Island. I have been figuring out like I'd say 85% of it, which I'm very proud of. Figuring it out most of the way. Sometimes I'll get stuck, and I refuse to be stuck for too long. Like, if John and I put our heads together and just can't figure this shit out, then we'll look it up on the guide. But even then, it's just like, look at it and point me in the right direction and then figure out from there. The puzzle that he solved was hilarious. So we found this waterfall. Obviously, there's something behind it because it's a waterfall. It's in the middle of a video game. Here's this giant waterfall. It does no purpose. There's got to be something behind it. So I go up top of the waterfall, and there's this pump up there. And I'm like, all right, clearly we have to turn off this pump that turns off the waterfall and get behind it. At a certain point, we picked up a monkey. Because, like, just for some reason, a couple of points in this game, you're allowed to just pick up living creatures, and Guybrush will pick them up and stuff them into his coat hilariously, which is great. So we had this monkey, and it was like, use the monkey on the pump. I'm like, why? He's like, I don't know, it'd be funny. So I did, and he pulls him out, and he bends his tail. It's a fucking monkey wrench. I get it. He uses the monkey.
See what you did there.
To turn the waterfall. I was like, I never would have thought of that.
That's clever.
That. Thank you, John. Good job.
That's clever.
Yeah, shit makes me laugh. That's all I got.
All right. Let's roll into some commercials. I mean, are we gonna? No. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Microsoft bought Activision. We talked about it enough on the Discord, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a big deal. I just don't care.
Deal.
Like what I find interesting about it. And we don't have to get super deep into it because I don't want to be on the pod. I love all of you so much, but we could do a whole 3 hours on this. What I find so interesting about it is that overall, this is a massive, giant, absurd price, an absurd deal, and it affects you and me personally, and the people that listen to this show, almost not at all.
Yeah, it's kind of disturbing to me that I immediately and ultimately view it as a net positive because, like, I mean, yeah, giant corporations buying other giant corporations, that's never really a great thing, but Activision was rotten to the core. And if there was ever a chance of Activision getting better, it was going to be through a buyout. That's literally the only way it was ever going to happen. And it's still not even guaranteed that it's going to. $1 billion,
though.
And that's fucking chump change for Microsoft.
I know, but didn't they pay like $7 billion for Bethesda?
Yeah.
Like 7. This is 7D.
It's freaking Activision. They hold some of the biggest brands on the fucking planet with Candy Crush and Call of Duty. Like,
no, I just find it wild that a $70 billion acquisition is not even a blip for you and me.
It's not.
It doesn't make a difference at all. The only Activision game I've played in the last forever is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater like remastered, and I have that already. I'm good.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying this isn't going to hurt PlayStation in the long run and whatever, because it is. Like, Call of Duty is the top selling game on the platform. It brings in the most revenue and blah, 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 all those things. But really, I mean, this just means, right, what this has to mean, Chris, is that they're going to announce a new SOCOM game, and it's going to be like, oh, here you go. We're good.
Yeah, but it's never going to be Call of Duty because it doesn't have that name. And also, Microsoft probably isn't going to stop putting Call of Duty on PlayStation.
Yeah, that's fine too.
There's too much freaking money to be made. It doesn't make a difference to Sony because
who cares?
They're probably still going to pay the same price to license the game to get it on their platform or whatever.
Well, and it just comes down to, like, I've seen so many comments of like, "Bah, Sony's dead. Suck the Microsoft D," and like,
this is the dumbest shit ever.
It's so absurd. Like, all these people screaming about that. Like, you realize that Xbox has Blu-rays, right? Like, you know who owns that? Just, I mean, there's like 4 companies. Just like, get over yourself.
It's absurd. I've seen those too. Just like, Sony's got, they're going to have to retaliate. Like,
no, they don't.
Why? What the? Fuck
they might
have to retaliate for.
They might.
They might,
and they probably should buy like Capcom or something, or fucking Konami.
No, they shouldn't.
No, they shouldn't buy. Not Capcom.
Not.
They should buy Konami though.
No, they shouldn't. I don't want them to buy Konami. Fuck no.
Why? They might actually put out Konami games, Chris.
Yeah, they might, but then they'd only be on PlayStation. I don't want Konami shit locked up to one system. Microsoft is just like, I'll put games wherever. Sure, they're gonna sell over there, then that's where I'll put them.
We're good.
They're
Games
good.
Pass for everyone. I know, the whole thing's absurd.
That's what
absurd.
They want. PlayStation wants you to play on PlayStation. Xbox wants you to play Xbox. They don't care on what platform. And Nintendo is just like,
Sony and Nintendo are very old school that way. Because Nintendo's the same way, man. Like, they're like, no, fuck you. You will play on our system with a new controller that you didn't even know you wanted. That's what we're going to do every time. We're going to completely change it. What's this? You play with your feet on the new system? Fuck you. We're doing it.
They're a toy maker. You know, that's their thing. Like, you want to play Nintendo games? You're going to play them on the Nintendo toy. This is our. They like to make those fun little gadgets. PlayStation is just like, you will live PlayStation. Life will be PlayStation. You will watch and you will watch and eat and play and breathe and sleep and pay PlayStation. And Microsoft's just like, okay, we're going to own Oxygen, but it's cool. You can have it.
But you can have some. Like, you got to pay us for it.
You can pay us. Sure, you can pay us a tiny little bit. I don't care. You know, whatever you can afford. It's good. Have it.
It's good.
Just know that we own it.
just know that that's my shit. Bill Gates, that's motherfucker. My shit.
That's all.
I'm gonna go get some more African kids water. That's what I do. Solve AIDS. Nah, fuck it. It's weird, man. It's a weird thing.
Yeah, it's weird, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird, and I don't care.
There it is.
Doesn't affect me. All right, commercials.
All right, we're going to take ourselves a break, and when we come back, we're going to hit up the 10, 20, 30, 40 for January 2022. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from geekade.com. Stick around. And now, here's a quick look at some of the other original content available now from our partners and geekade.com.
First up, Chris, what does that have to do with plumbing or the Matrix? Well, we were just talking about that Evan didn't include here.
Everything.
Now you guys are wondering. It is wet. We did mention that. That's fine.
We did.
Probably nothing, honestly. But, oh my God, why are you highlighting things? I don't know. Should I stop?
I do it all the time, and it pisses Matt off every time on Waveback because we share a script. It just makes it. I don't know why I do it. It's just something I do.
I don't care. Should I stop? Or are we good?
No, we're great. I'm just an asshole.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, fine. If you're in the mood for a podcast that discusses the joys of plumbing and the new Matrix movie in the same episode, well, my friends, have I got the fucking podcast for you. Andy has re-entered the Matrix. Biff got gunked, and Ryan is still haloing? Is that what you meant to write there?
That was their show notes, and I think it's haloing. Because I think
Mr. Copy
it means he's...
I mean, you're a copy
copied
editor.
and pasted.
I am going to go ahead and put a hyphen in there. Halo-ing. Plus,
Maybe
what
it's
happens?
haloing. You don't know?
What's haloing?
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 He's haloing.
Haloing. Sure. I don't know. But I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen and find out. The Weekend Rental, episode 117. The gamers take the red pill, where I'm also going to find out what happens to plumbing at negative 35. That's fuck cold, is what that is. That is absurd. People should not have to live like that.
That nature shouldn't owe you degrees, you know? It shouldn't go...
Nature shouldn't be like, I'll get you on the next go-round.
You're in the hole by 35 degrees. That's not okay.
Man, I know. Like, I like the cold weather. I am sad that we have not gotten very much snow this year.
Oh,
negative 35, though? Boy, oh boy.
We've done well with snow this year. I'm pretty happy about it. You know, we had the 1 week where it was like massive snow and then another snow, and then we got a little dusting last week or so. Theoretically, this Saturday we might see something. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. And then February is like big for us.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
Anyway, next up, Stone Age Gamer is on the TikToks. That's right, short, stupid, retro game-themed videos await you on everyone's favorite short-form video application. For reasons unknown, TikTok is the new craze, and it doesn't seem like it's going away anytime soon, so we here at Stone Age Gamer, the cool, hip young people that we are, have gotten in on the craze and started participating in what the cool kids are up to, because, as stated, we are hip.
I'm so excited to watch you do those dances. It's going to be so good.
It's going to be great. I'm going to do one. I'm doing them right now. So if you're on TikTok, give Stone Age Gamer a follow and enjoy a daily dose of whatever TikTok is all about.
Whatever I'm doing on the TikTok. I believe that's how you pronounce it.
Son of a bitch, I'm already out of the loop.
I don't know, I'm just... right? Fuck, I've already screwed it up.
I thought I had this down. Damn.
I'm just really, really excited to see you do the classy, bougie ratchet dance. Like, I think you're going to really nail that one. Because you, my friend,
I don't even know what
savage.
You're talking about.
No?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Megan Thee Stallion, confused. Man. She's fucking fun. I like Megan Thee Stallion. Anyway, finally, Uno. It's the one. It's the great equalizer.
The one. I see what you did there.
That was good, right? It's the one. It's the ultimate in card gaming goodness. It's a game of skill, of wits, of trash talk. You know what could make Uno better?
What, Dan? What?
If you were to treat Uno like pro wrestling and set it in motherfucking space, Kris.
Damn.
Space.
I'm in space.
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 I want to go to space. The first ever transgalactic Uno Cup is coming. And Dean the Vestlord DeFalco will attempt to defend his title against the likes of Dr. Strike, The Truth, and Mercenary M. Who are these unstoppable Uno upstarts? Who will bring home the championship belt? It all goes down on January 29th at 1 p.m. EST on Twitch TV/Vest_Lord. Be there or prepare to draw 4 and die. Or something. I don't know.
In that order.
in that exact order. Did you like that, though? I saw I could rhyme EST and Twitch TV.
That was
but then I had to /Vestlord. Fucked it up.
It's okay.
It was good up until that point, though. I felt like it was strong.
I think it's going to be a good time. I think this Transgalactic Uno Cup is going to be a big thing.
It's absurd, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, we've been doing lots of trash talking on Twitter. Anyway, for all this and more from us and our partners, be sure to keep your eyes on Geekade.com.
That's right. Here at Geekade, we have many partners. Some safer than others. We're easy, is what I'm saying, Kris. Doesn't take much.
we're back. It is time for the first 10, 20, 30, 40 of the year. This is where Dan and I talk about notable releases from January, or each month of 10, 20, 30, and 40 years ago.
We only talk about the games from January every month.
That's right.
Makes the show easier as we go throughout the year.
Same ones every month. So we're going to kick things off by jumping 10 years into the past to January 2012 to just a middling month all around.
Yeah.
Just to put things into perspective, in 2012, the active game consoles on the market were technically the PS2 still kicking. With very, very few releases, but major ones, we've got PS3, 360, Wii, eventually Wii U, DS, 3DS, PSP, and eventually Vita. So that's what's going on in the world this month. However, several platforms did not get any releases this month, including the PSP and Wii U. No new releases in January.
Nothing.
Not a damn thing. What we did get, let's go to the PlayStation 3, which had a pretty decent month, all things considered. There was Final Fantasy 13-2, Never Dead from Konami, which I don't even remember existing.
What is Never Dead? I was just about to look that up.
And when it showed up in my notes earlier, I was like, I don't remember this at all, but it's a thing. It's from Konami. It's some sort of... There was a physical release for it, I guess. I don't know. Third-person
action. God, I have never heard of this game. I know literally nothing about this.
Well, it's a thing. It came out, as did the remake of Shadow of the Colossus and Soul Calibur 5.
Yeah, it's not a bad month overall.
Yeah. I mean the PS3 remake of Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, PS3 remake of Shadow of the Colossus is better. The PS4
one's when they finally got it right?
Is when they finally got it right.
Yeah.
But it's certainly much more playable. Wow, this guy in Never Dead is throwing his arm at somebody? I don't fucking know what this is. I have to check this out.
Just have absolutely no idea. To put things into perspective, the Xbox 360 had the exact same month minus Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 13-2, Never Dead, and Soul Calibur 5. So PS3 and 360, that was pretty much it. As far as Januaries go, that's not bad. Typically speaking,
it's not bad. Soul Calibur 5 is fun. It's Soul Calibur. It's never a bad time.
Was that the one with Geralt in it from Witcher?
No, that was 6, I believe. This one had Ezio.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's still Soul Calibur. Like, even when it's not as good as other Soul Caliburs, it's still Soul Calibur.
Yeah, and that is a very good fighting game.
Yeah. And I don't know much about Final Fantasy 13-2. Because the last proper Final Fantasy, because I was obsessed and hardcore about it up until about 10. And then with 11, that was the first one that was an MMO,
online.
Right?
Yeah.
That was where I kind of fell off of it. And then I kind of played the rest sporadically. And I don't think I finished a new one since then. So yeah, I don't know much about 13-2.
Yeah, I don't know much at all about it. Is that not Lightning Returns, or I don't know.
Pass.
Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing. Nothing really to add on that.
Yeah, that not a bad month, but not huge for us, I suppose.
Yeah. Like I said, we had no games, which is so weird to me. That is so PSP, I get it. Like they weren't cranking out constant PSP games.
No,
but
sure.
There wasn't even any shovelware.
Yeah, that's was wild.
Just nothing. And that doesn't seem right.
It doesn't.
It's so confusing to me that could even be a possibility. But here we are. And it's not like the Wii was it was kind of on its way out, but it was still the freaking Wii. There
were still a billion of them.
Yeah. Incredibly bizarre. What are you going to do?
Whatever.
Yeah. Then over on the 3DS, there was Zen Pinball 3D and the legitimately great Mutant Mudds.
Yeah, Mutant Mudds is really good.
Yeah, that is a really good platformer.
Yeah.
Good old,
you like it way more than I do, but it's really good.
It's a TUI. back before when they were a Renegade Kid.
Yeah, back when they were making games, the pricks.
They actually released games.
Lazy fuck bastards. What are they even doing? Nothing.
They're not chicken wiggling, I'll tell you that for free. So sad.
Anyway.
I want my chickens, I want my chickens to wiggle, damn it.
That's a January, Chris.
Yeah, that's a January. That's exactly what that is. It's a January. Not amazing, not tragic, just a January.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Just fine. It's fine. Hold on. I'm adjusting a picture here. And there we go. That's the best I got. Anyway, let's travel back 20 years into the past to January 2002. And this is where things get far more interesting.
Or at least far bigger.
Slightly bigger. I don't know.
Far more bigger.
2002, the original PlayStation still hanging on. Not a ton, but it's actually, I think it did okay. It did better than PS2 10 years from now, but PlayStation still in the game. PS2, Xbox, GameCube, Game Boy Color still hanging on, and Game Boy Advance. These are our primary things. And the PlayStation did have a release in January of 2002 in the form of X-Blades Inline Skater.
So fucking aggro. So tough. So pitted. All of those types of words. So fucking pitted. Like, whoa. Anyway, that's the whole thing. Yeah, man, I cannot roller skate. That's a thing that I will admit on this podcast. Never really been able to do it well. And inline skating, so much worse.
Yeah, I tried. I couldn't even stand on those things. Like, this is not for me.
I can ice skate.
I can't do that either. Terrible.
That I can do, but I can't.
I was starting to get the hang of it,
skate.
and then I fell on my head. It was awful.
Ooh, that's not good.
That hurts.
It's not where you want to be on a rink, Chris.
No, not at all. It's cold down. At least it was already iced, but. Anyway, so moving on.
Sorry, I was drinking, and that almost came back out. Fucking asshole.
So, PlayStation 2 obviously had the biggest month because it's the freaking PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
The Xbox and GameCube had only been out for a couple of months at this point, but this was listen to this list of games right here. I see you're doing a Google search on one of them right now.
Yeah, I think I remember what this one was.
We have all-time classics that people still remember fondly to this day.
Fondly.
In the form of Dropship, United Peace Force,
so
Godai, Elemental Force, HSX, Hypersonic Extreme, Draken, The Ancient Gates, ESPN International Winter Sports 2002, Grandia 2. All right, there's one.
There you go.
NCAA March Madness 2002, Road Trip, NBA 2K2, Salt Lake 2002, Romance of the Three Kingdoms 8, La Pucelle Tactics, and Virtua Fighter 4.
Man.
Of those games, I remember the box art for every single one of these things. Just
Me too.
Seeing them in the store and being like, someone's going to buy this at some point. I don't remember anyone saying anything about almost any of these games. Grandia 2 was kind of a big deal because it was supposed to come out on Dreamcast, or did it actually come out on Dreamcast? I can't remember. That was a Dreamcast game that wound up on PlayStation 2. I feel like some folks bought Road Trip. It was like a Twisted Metal kind of thing, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, look at all the sports games. Remember, there used to just be a ton of sports games every year.
Yeah.
March Madness 2002, NBA 2K2, and ESPN International Winter Sports 2002.
Well, I mean, it was an Olympics year, so that's why you got Salt Lake and International.
Right, and Salt Lake. But still, they just drop sports games all over the place.
Yeah.
Like La Pucelle Tactics. Of this, right? Romance of the Three Kingdoms, they're just ever present. I don't know anyone who actually plays them, but people clearly do because they keep making them. But NBA 2K2.
That's a big deal.
Virtua Fighter 4, Grandia 2.
I fucking loved Virtua Fighter 4.
I remember you loved Virtua Fighter 4. You tried to get me to play that with you before, and like,
oh my god, it was so good, so good. Yeah, it's just I love Virtual Fighter. Really, really love Virtual Fighter. And this one, like the new characters, Li Feng that they added, the fucking warrior monk dude. That dude was awesome. He was so much fun to play with. Yeah, that game's excellent. I'm looking here. This Draken, the Ancient's Gate. That game was a steaming pile of shit. From what I remember, Godai was a 3DO game. So,
oh boy, that screams quality.
Yeah, it was not good. This
that's the thing. This is what kills me about this particular spot right here, because the PlayStation 2 is what killed the Dreamcast.
Yeah,
and this is what we were getting. Like, this is what killed the Dreamcast right here, is just mountains and mountains of forgettable games at first. Eventually, the PS2 library gets insane. We all know that.
I was going to say,
these first couple of months, like, just look at this list of games. Nothing here is memorable, with the exception of, 4 games?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Just
I think people really liked that La Pucelle Tactics. Isn't that, like, one of the like hidden gem kind of games that's still relatively affordable?
I don't know. I haven't heard anyone mention it in decades, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know, but I mean, to be fair, right? To be fair, the sports games are a big deal. Or, they're not necessarily for us, but new Olympics games and a new NBA 2K2, like, the 2K series is still huge.
It is, and this was when Sega was still making them. This was Sega putting that on the PlayStation 2. That was still kind of a big deal.
Yeah. And college basketball, always a good time. Get to play Seton Hall. Fuck yeah. Grandia. I mean, yeah, I get it. What's wild about this lineup that I'm looking at here, right, is this... So, because I'm going to skip over to the Xbox now. Mm-hmm. So the Xbox in January got NFL 2K2 and ESPN NFL Primetime 2002.
Mm-hmm. And NBA Inside Drive. So
and NBA
three out of the 5 games were sports games.
But they got NFL games in January?
Well, it came out because the Xbox has only been out since November.
Yeah, but like you would think you would have those ready for then. I don't know. That seems really weird to me. I don't remember them being out so late.
I double checked it. I'll triple check it now, but yeah.
No,
NFL
I believe
2K2.
you. I mean, it makes sense. I don't know. Then you got this Nightcaster. Did people like Nightcaster? What do we know about Nightcaster, Kris?
All right, so this is interesting.
It looks super generic.
This is why. I understand this is why, because this was when Sega was getting out of Dreamcast and into making it for other platforms.
Okay.
So NFL 2K2 hit Dreamcast on September of 2001. Then it hit PS2 in November of 2001 and Xbox in January of 2002.
Yeah, so this was like right before they started taking on Madden seriously.
Yeah,
like wasn't it the next year that they put it out for $20?
No, it was a little later than that.
Was it?
Yeah, it was a couple of years down the road from that. But yeah, this was the Dreamcast's last game is next month.
Okay.
And so we have one last Dreamcast game in the US, and we still have one last Nintendo 64 game that hits in August, which is just insane to me.
That is
because
insane.
It's the only N64 game this year.
Wow, that's
they
wild.
drop Tony Hawk 3 in August, and that's the last N64 game and the only one of 2002, which is bizarre.
It was NFL 2K5 that was 20.
There it was, yeah, and it was a couple of years later.
Yeah,
Nightcaster, that sounds familiar.
It's got a 61% Metacritic.
I remember this. This was one of those games that a lot of people bought because it was there.
Yeah, and it looks kind of cool.
Yeah, looked like it had...
It got a sequel, right? There was a second one.
Think so?
I think.
Nightcaster 2 Equinox.
It's not a good subtitle, Nightcaster, Defeat the Darkness, but like you're casting night literally by your name. So how can you defeat the darkness if you're doing that?
beats me. Or maybe you're trying to defeat the Nightcaster.
Ooh, maybe. Maybe you're like the Daycaster.
Shit just got real. This is a Microsoft published joint.
I'm looking. The second one is published by Jellico.
Yeah, the second one's the Jellico junk. So this clearly was not a huge winner.
I don't know. I did not play it.
The other one's Genma Onimusha, which is a port of the first Onimusha. So,
and that game's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that game rules.
But that was it. PlayStation 2 had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 games, 4 of which were probably noteworthy, 4, maybe 5. And the Xbox has got 5 games, 3 of which are sports games. But that's still better than what the GameCube got in January. Now, GameCube and Xbox both came out at the same time. The GameCube got Cell Damage, which was like a Twisted Metal kind of game that was all cell-shaded cars. And NBA Courtside 2002, which was a Nintendo joint. That was their own first-party basketball game, which people seemed to like. I've never gotten into basketball games. I know the Courtside games were well respected. People did like those, but they didn't really stick with them.
I'm looking at this Cell Damage game. I remember I've never played it. I always looked at the box art. I always thought it looked pretty cool.
Did that eventually get ported to other platforms?
I think it was eventually... Excuse me.
Yeah.
I think it was eventually, like, there was an HD remake of it, I think.
Oh, it originally came out on Xbox, actually. It came out November 2001. So this was a launch-ish title for Xbox. And so this was already ported. And then eventually it hit PS2 in Europe in December of 2002, but didn't come to America.
Yeah.
And then there was HD ports all over the place. Yeah. Shit, this is on Switch now? Who knew?
Our listeners do now.
All right. You're welcome.
That's right, fuckers.
Then we got the Game Boy Color, still kicking with Rayman 2. I don't remember Rayman 2 on Game Boy Color.
Yeah,
I remember the first Rayman on Game Boy Color being very impressive for a Game Boy Color game. Like, just the visuals were, like, pretty impressive. I don't love the original. I don't love Rayman all that much. This is more of the same. It's very, very impressive looking. The sound is terrible.
Yeah.
Good Lord, this game sounds like garbage.
Good God.
Woo. Yeah, that gets an emphatic no thanks. But it looks like it's reusing a lot of assets from the first Rayman Game Boy Color game. Good for you guys. So there you go. Good job, Game Boy Color, sticking in there.
Yeah, well
and
done.
Then Game Boy Advance with Salt Lake 2002 and something called Dark Arena. I remember.
Was that the Baldur's Gate?
Was it? I remember the box. It was just like this, just black. It was a Majesco joint. It was a first-person shooter, right?
Oh.
This was that Game Boy Advance first.
Or no, Baldur's Gate is Dark Alliance, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Game Boy Advance first-person shooters cracked me up. They were like very Wolfenstein and Doom, like no music. Yeah. This is basically a tech demo. This is like, hey, look what we can do with the Game Boy Advance. We made a first-person shooter. That's super cool, huh?
Isn't it neat?
The box is just so freaking boring. I remember seeing this in my stores. I mean, what the hell is this? Who wants this? Apparently,
who is this
reviewed
for?
Pretty well. That's interesting.
All right.
Not great. Actually, yeah. IGN and GameZone reviewed it 8 out of 10, but like Nintendo Power gave it a 2 out of 5. Eurogamer 5 out of 10. So mixed reviews. Metacritic overall at 65. Interesting. Yeah. Well, that's Game Boy Advance for you, and that wraps up January of 2002. An interesting place.
Tis.
So let's head back 30 years into the past to January of 1992, where you'd think the NES would be on its way out, but it is still cranking out the games.
So many games.
And unlike the PS2, they're not all schlock.
No, there's some pretty good ones in there.
There are. Let's see. We've got the Addams Family, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, Bucky O'Hare, which is a totally rad game. It's a super expensive
that game's
now.
Excellent.
Cowboy Kid. That one sounds familiar to me. I don't know why. Cyberball, Die Hard, Dragon Fighter, Kickmaster, Legends of the Diamond, Mega Man 4. There you go.
Fuck yeah.
That's a winner. Monster in My Pocket, Motor City Patrol, Nightshade. That's a weird game. That's a cool game. Rampart, Swordmaster, which is apparently worth a bunch of money now, and Wheel of Fortune featuring Vanna White. So Bucky O'Hare and Mega Man 4 are clearly, top of the line hits right there.
They are. Nightshade is cool. That's on the Nintendo Switch Online now, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Rampart is a cool strategy game.
Yeah, people like Rampart. That's kind of a classic. A lot of licensed stuff and weird licensed stuff, like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah.
How cool is it that got a game? Like, same with Bucky O'Hare. Like, that was a licensed thing, but the game wound up actually kicking ass.
Yeah.
But, like, God, the licensed games, Monster in My Pocket, were huge at this time.
Oh, they were so big.
This was the height of Vanna White's popularity through Wheel of Fortune. Adam's Family was huge right now.
Was massive.
Yeah.
Massive. The game is just average.
All right, let's see. Let's start looking up.
Because it's not Fester's Quest.
Exactly. And Fester's Quest is awesome. Cowboy Kid NES. Show me what this game looks like. Okay. What was this? I am unfamiliar with this Cowboy Kid game, but it is weird looking.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
I recognize the cover art, not from anything seeing it in person, but it's just seeing this artwork before because it's like a cowboy and a Native American standing next to each other, looking a little, All right, so we're playing poker, and we're running around catching bulls, blowing up stuff. This game looks weird. It's like a cowboy top-down action RPG, kind of. But then there's side-scrolling stuff, too. Huh, interesting. What is Dragon Fighter? Oh, Die Hard. There's another one for you.
Dragon Fighter was a it was like a side-scrolling platformer where your main character could change into a dragon. If it's the game that I'm thinking of, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, this is neat. It's like Altered Beast, but good.
Yeah, yeah. It's not like burn down a fucking orphanage to get it. I don't know why that.
Why is that an option?
I don't know. But if it is, you shouldn't. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks like a neat game.
Dragon Fighter was pretty cool. I don't know Kickmaster, I don't think. Or do I know Kickmaster? What do I know about Kickmaster, Chris?
That it's you. You're the Kickmaster.
I am the Kickmaster.
Okay, I recognize the cover art on this. What's this game like? Oh, it's a Taito game.
I actually... Wait, is this the one I like? I think this one's actually really good.
It looks pretty cool.
I think I like this one.
Taito was dropping some stuff towards the late NES life, because I think Little Samson is soon too.
Yeah, and
that was also Taito. It's a pretty cool looking game. There's a lot. The dude seems to be pretty good at kicking. He's not. They're not messing around with that title. This dude's just jumping and kicking stuff.
Yeah, I'm making sure that I didn't do this for any Kung Fu Fridays stuff. I don't think I did. God, it's been so long since I've done all this stuff.
Wow, I'm going to have to give this one a try. Legends of the Diamond, that's got to be a baseball game, right?
One would imagine.
Yep, it's a baseball game. Bandai Baseball, okay. Then, what's Motor City Patrol?
Yes.
It's so wild. Like you feel like, I feel like it's always strange to me being surprised by NES games.
There's just so damn many of them.
Matchbox game. I remember this one. This is the Matchbox game. This is not good. As far as I remember, this is not good. So solid month for NES for a January. That's good stuff right there.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to go over what platforms are in existence in 1992. So 92, we're looking at NES, Genesis, TurboGrafx 16, Super NES, Game Boy, Game Gear, Lynx, and still some good solid arcade stuff coming our way. So, good time. So speaking of those platforms, Genesis this month had a pretty interesting month. Again, just the sports all over the place here.
Yeah.
There's Art Alive. That's not a game. That's a game company.
Yeah.
Art Alive. Go away. Back to the Future Part 3. Golden Axe 2. There you go.
I like Golden Axe 2.
Heavy Nova. Mario Lemieux Hockey. Rings of Power Troubleshooter. And Winter Challenge. What the heck is Troubleshooter? Sounds like a tech support game. Oh, it's a Victo Kai shooter. Okay.
Sounds like a fucking
right.
tech support game.
No, no wonder I don't know it. It's one of the several. It was one of the many shooter type games. Because Genesis was lousy with shooters.
Yeah,
I've never heard of this one before.
Lousy with shooters.
Looks very Forgotten Worlds because you're like a person flying around shooting stuff in multiple directions.
Heavy Nova is pretty cool, right?
Sounds familiar. What the
It's just like a side-scrolling beat-em-up kind of thing, but like not a very open world beat-em-up. I mean,
not
open world,
Chevy
like,
Nova.
Not Chevy Nova, but Bossa Nova. I think this was just like a walk right and punch shit kind of game.
Oh my god! Sorry, I just pulled up a video of it. This very not Terminator robot walking to the right very slowly and then getting into like a Street Fighter type fight. I don't know, man.
I don't know. Maybe it was bad. I don't remember.
I could see this looking really cool back in the day, but I'm gonna give this one a no, thank you. I pulled up a video walkthrough of this horrible yet awesome game for the Genesis. Who made this? Let me get to the opening credits here. What do we got? I have absolutely no idea. Who made Heavy Nova for Genesis? Who is responsible for this masterpiece?
The rest of these I know are not huge. Like the Back to the Future games weren't great. I liked Golden Axe 2. Mario Lemieux Hockey was not the NHL games, so there really wasn't any point.
Mm-hmm.
Rings of Power was like, oh, man, I don't think that game was good. I seem to remember that game being
conflating that with Jewel Master.
Yeah, it's definitely not Jewel Master. Jewel Master is cool.
Oh, this was an RPG kind of? Oh my, this looks terrible.
It is, right? Like it looks bad. Yeah.
Oh. I mean, this might actually be a good game, but I will never know it. Sounds.
I think.
Oh god, the sound it hurts. It's like Genesis. It's harpsichord by way of Sega Genesis.
Oh, gross.
Oh wow, that is putrid. Okay. So that was the Genesis. I guess that was not terrible, not exactly good. TurboGrafx 16 had a single release, which was Darkwing Duck.
Have you played Darkwing Duck?
Not the TurboGrafx 16 version.
It's the same game.
I don't think it is.
Is it? I thought it was.
Pretty sure Darkwing Duck on TurboGrafx 16 is a different game from the Capcom NES one.
Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about then. I thought it was the same thing.
This is not Capcom. This was TTI.
Oh, maybe it's not good.
Yeah, no, this is not the same thing.
It looks good.
It looks nice, but I've heard pretty bad things about this game, and I don't know why.
Oh no, it definitely looks good.
Well,
sure, it sounded good.
16 games had a decent look to him. And he's fighting Megavolt right now. That's pretty fun. Man, Darkwing Duck was awesome.
Oh, I fucking love Darkwing Duck.
Weak-ass month for Super Nintendo. We had Wanderers from East 3, Earth Defense Force and Joe and Mac. Now, I know Joe and Mac, East, and Earth Defense Force are all cult favorites, but, like, that's as far as those go, is, like, cult favorites.
Yeah, there's a reason games are cult favorites and not everybody favorites.
EDF is, like, one of those things that's everywhere, right?
Yeah, Earth Defense Force is good. I like Earth Defense Force.
I think I actually have this game.
But I also like a lot of cult shit, so I wouldn't go so far as to say that I am the definitive opinion on a lot of these things.
It's a pretty solid shooter for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Nice to
there were
see
just
it
so
not
many good
bogged
ones.
down with a ton of slowdown.
There were so many good ones on the Super Nintendo.
I don't know, not as many as, like, TurboGrafx Genesis were really where the shooters were.
Oh, sure. But I mean, like, if you're picking shooters on the Super Nintendo, Earth Defense Force might not be the top of the list.
Yeah, I mean, UN Squadron, Axelay, etc.
Right. There's a lot of good
slowdown. There's a decent amount of slow ones.
Yeah.
Sorry, good ones, not slow ones. Sorry, got distracted.
I know what you meant. I was going to let you get away with it.
All right,
I've never been big into the Joe and Mac games or the East games.
Same here. I've never gotten into East. They got good music. And Joe and Mac I've honestly never tried.
Yeah.
I probably should. They're on the Switch. Caveman Ninja.
At this point in your life.
Really?
I'm not trying to learn new shit.
I mean, it's either that or watch Joker. So, do I play Joe and Mac? Or do I play Joe and Mac while watching Joker? I don't know.
Yes, all of that.
Definitely. Over on the Game Boy, we had the Addams Family as well, same as Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. We had Gradius, the Interstellar Assault. That was if I'm remembering correctly, this was an improvement over the Nemesis game that they released prior for Game Boy. The surprisingly decent looking port of Prince of Persia, Snow Brothers Jr., which is really fun, and of course Terminator 2 Judgment Day, which found its way to everything on the planet. Terminator 2 was just humongous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, not a lot to say.
It just like, but it was Terminator 2 for Game Boy.
Yeah, exactly. It was like who's Terminator 2 was not a kids movie, so plopping a licensed platformer of Terminator 2 for the kids to play on their Game Boys was kind of
it's a weird choice.
It was just where we were back then,
Yeah.
There was a freaking Die Hard NES game. Who's buying that for their kids? Like, nah, the Die Hard, it's great. It's about a guy, he's in air vents, he walks on glass. Good times. Merry Christmas. Hans Gruber. The Snow Brothers is a really fun game. I don't remember if the Game Boy one's really good. I love the NES game. I found out about that on Nick Arcade.
God, what a good show that was.
Yeah, man. Snow Brothers Game Boy. How does this look? I mean, I assume it's Snow Brothers is similar to Bubble Bobble, which did not translate extraordinarily well to Game Boy, but we're talking. Oh, Toaplan did this for Capcom published it. This is a Toaplan game. See, now this works way better. See, Bubble Bobble made the mistake of having, like, they didn't correct for the screen resolution, where it's like, all right, we'll just make the screen scroll, and it kind of inherently damages the game. Plus, Bubble Bobble on Game Boy wasn't co-op, I think. So, what the hell are you doing? This seems to work out really well. This Snow Brothers looks like a pretty solid port. It's a single screen, just like the arcade game. Yeah, I'm into this. Good job. Yay. Then I got a couple of questionable ones. These may have come out on Game Gear in January. I couldn't find any confirmed these came out in January, but these were ones that released this year, and based on ports to other platforms, it's possible. So we're going to read them here, and that is the Game Gear rendition of Clacks and Ninja Gaiden. Game Gear Ninja Gaiden is neat, and the Game Gear Clacks is cool, but not as cool as the Lynx version.
Yeah, that's fair. Never been big into Clacks, but I would agree.
Yeah, it's a cool enough game. Ninja Gaiden for Game Gear is interesting. I'm fascinated by these old Ninja Gaiden games because like they were just dropping continuities left and right. Like, this is not related to the Genesis game. This is not related to the NES game. It's not related to the arcade game. It's just, here's another Ninja Gaiden. You're a ninja.
Here it is. And we're just going to keep putting out a game and just like slapping this title on there.
And it's like, it's really not bad. The story's fucking bananas. But it's cool. This is a cool game. I think it's probably a better game than Ninja Gaiden Shadow. I don't know. I think this ultimately works better than the Game Boy Ninja Gaiden one, but points for creativity. It's not a masterpiece, but it's a pretty snazzy game, all things considered. And it's yet another game called Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah.
So that wraps up 1992. And now let's finish things off with one of our last light months for the 40, right? We started doing the 10, 20, 30, 40, what was it, last year? And now in May, things are going to start picking up. But by November, the 40 is going to be just insane. Actually, October is pretty big too. Like August is big, September. It gets bigger each month from here on out. So that's fun. But we've got one notable arcade game came out in January that was Zaxxon. That's a pretty cool game. The isometric viewpoint, the whole like changing altitudes and stuff. It was a Sega game, I think. Zaxxon's neat. Got a weird port to 2600. Like it was weird port to that, but
I am mostly familiar with Zaxxon based on the Coleco version.
Okay, yeah.
That was where I really spent a lot of time with Zaxxon. But yeah, I really, really like Zaxxon.
Yeah, decent board game too. They made a decent board game out of it.
So you say. I can't imagine, but
I think the ColecoVision version we'll be talking about later this year. Where was that? The ColecoVision launched this year.
Yeah.
No, I don't see it on here. Oops, that's because I'm not looking in the right place. CAXXON. All right, it's on here twice. Where's the second one? And we will be getting to the ColecoVision version of Zaxxon this year.
All right.
But yeah, this year, what are we talking about? Platforms that existed and during this year, 2600 and Intellivision, Arcade, ColecoVision, and Vectrex are the primary consoles we'll be talking about for the 1982 season. But Zaxxon was the only arcade one that jumped out at me as hey, here's a thing that's important that came out during this month. I'm looking at a video of the ColecoVision version of Zaxxon. That is pretty solid. It's a nice looking port. Way to go, ColecoVision. Recently learned the ColecoVision and the SG-1000 are basically the same console.
Really?
Yeah. Fascinating.
Who knew? You did.
Jeremy Parrish knew.
Jeremy Parrish, so that's why I know about it.
Exactly. So over on the Atari 2600, not a huge month, but we did get Super Breakout. The sequel to Breakout.
Which is
solid
super
paddle
great.
game. It is super great. Super Breakout. It's super simple, but it's it's one of those formulas that works all around. We're coming to the end of the color box games, and we're going to start moving on to the silver box games for 2600.
Ooh. Which is good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, let's see.
There's some good stuff in the silver boxes.
Oh, for sure. I'm just trying to look when we're going to get there. Berserk. Where are we at on here? Comavid. What did Atari publish? Star Raiders from September. Oh, it's all the way in September. There we go. October is when we're going to get out of the color box stuff. But there's going to be some really good stuff coming for 2600 this year. But for this month, we got who was Space Jockey? Is that US Games? I think.
What
the heck is
I do not
Space
know.
Jockey for 2600? Yeah, that's a US Games title. It's not US Times. VidTech, which became US Games, or was that in the reverse? I don't remember. Space Jockey. Remind me how this game plays. Like kind of Defender-ish. It's like a scrolling shooter, actually. It's like an auto-scrolling shooter. Not bad. Goodness, I don't remember this game very well. I have this one, and I know I've played it. The video says, okay game, but hitting an enemy is damn hard. That's pretty cool. Considering it's vintage and just, I feel like the scrolling shooters like this weren't all that common on this platform, on the 2600. Right. So that's kind of cool to see.
Well, you just didn't do a ton of scrolling on the Atari.
That is a good point. Yeah, scrolling wasn't really its strong suit. So it kind of works, whereas a flat black background and the scrolling is simulated just by moving this brown stuff across the bottom that's supposed to be the ground, and then just moving the sprites of the things that you're shooting across the screen. It looks pretty decent.
Yeah.
So the way I talked about Super Breakout, so that's a good time. The only other thing I had this month was one release for Intellivision. This was a question mark. I'm not positive that this is the month it came out, but considering when it came out for 2600 and kind of the difference in time periods between when games came out, Activision put stuff on 2600 as opposed to other platforms, it is reasonable to take a wild flailing stab at the dark that Stampede was ported to Intellivision in January of 1982.
Refresh my memory on what Stampede is.
This is the Activision game Stampede Intellivision. This is the game where you are a dude on a horse and you have to rope bulls.
Okay.
I don't know what the Intellivision version looks like. It looks pretty darn similar to the 2600 version.
Yeah, I know this one.
Yeah, you're a little cowboy on a horse with your lasso, and you just try to rope the calf, the cattle that are running away from you, and kind of like a scrolling shooter in a way too.
Yeah, not a bad game.
No, not a bad. Well, it's early Activision stuff. Activision just was great back then. I loved all their games.
Not something I imagine is going to make a comeback with this Microsoft acquisition, but you never know.
You never know. Would love to, maybe this will get on the Amico, huh? Maybe we're going to see some Activision support on the old Amico there when it comes out.
One can dream, Chris.
One can dream. In fact, right now, it's all we can do. Sigh.
Lay sigh.
Well, that about wraps it up for the 10, 20, 30, 40 for this month. How you doing, Dan?
Tired, Chris.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm tired.
Pretty sleepy my own self, but
I don't know where I am.
I don't know where I've been.
I'm crashing hard.
Come from? Where did you go? Yeah, I've noticed it's gotten quieter on your end.
I'm sorry. I had those donuts earlier and I sugar crashed.
It was the donuts.
I'm out.
Well, I tell you, there's going to come some times for the 10, 20, 30, 40 this year where we're just going to have to make sure we keep the front segment tighter, because there will be lots and lots to talk about. Pretty fun, though. I like this comparison thing, but that's going to wrap us up for the show this week. Join us next week when Dan and I'll be taking a swing at the Stone Age starter kits for Sega CD.
Yeah, we're going to have to put 32X in there. That's going to be a short episode.
Yeah, basically, if you had $100 to start a physical Sega CD collection, which games should you choose? Dan's right. It's probably going to be a short episode, so maybe we'll try and do Sega CD and 32X, not within the same $100. We'll just try to come up with $200 lists, which will be like, maybe 2 to 3 games per platform.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be very much, either one.
But, I don't know. We'll find out. That's a week from now. Anything can happen.
Why are you talking about shit in the future?
Right? Activision could have bought us by then. We don't know.
I hope so.
But wouldn't that be something?
I mean, somebody...
Not Activision. Microsoft.
Somebody give me some money.
Give me all the money. Anyway, we're on most social media platforms, and if you want to get in touch with us, we aren't very difficult to find. All it takes is a quick look at our show notes, and you'll see links to our social media accounts, as well as all manner of other fun stuff, like a link to our namesakes, StoneAgeGamer.com, the Geekade Patreon, which helps keep this show running week after week, and more useful links than you can shake a joystick at. This show's theme song, Squared Roots, was written by Banjo Guy Ollie. You can learn all about his wonderful music and more by following the link to his YouTube channel, also in the show notes. And finally, as always, we'd like to thank our intrepid editor, Evan, for making the show listenable for all you folks, and we'd like to thank all you folks for listening in the first place. That is it. Dan's going to bed. I'm going to bed. Thanks for listening. On behalf of all of us here at Stone Age Gamer, keep playing games.
I love you all. I'm very sorry.